We are all going to die one day, and if we have to waste what little time we've got playing video games, they better be the right ones. Today we are looking at Apex Legends, a game that no one even heard about a week ago that claims to be free to play, but is it worth my time? So the other day, I hopped on Twitter and saw people saying, downloading Apex, can't wait to get it, gonna be streaming Apex soon, Respawn's launching a new free-to-play game called Apex Legends, can't wait, and my and most of the world's response was, wait, what? I try to keep my ear to the ground when it comes to new free-to-play releases, but this game came out of nowhere. Surprising since EA can't seem to release anything without a spreadsheet. But Monday morning, news dropped that Respawn Entertainment would be announcing something, and a few hours later, we had a game.
Some legends fight for fortune, others answers. But we shall all be forged in the glorious realm.
Mirage, quiet.
I was excited because free-to-play is kind of my thing, and Respawn Entertainment makes quality stuff. Started by the good parts of Infinity Ward from the Modern Warfare 2 days, and Titanfall 2 being one of the best single-player shooters of the last few years, yeah, I was excited. So I wanted to share my experience going in completely blind to find out if this new surprise game is worth my time. So someone on Twitter posted a picture of Apex downloading on Origin, and this was my first context clue on the hunt for Apex. I opened Origin and typed in APEX, and there it was. I clicked download and waited for it to do just that, and there ends the hunt for Apex. A really cool story, I know. One thing I did learn from the download page was the game's description saying Apex Legends is the next generation of Battle Royale. Okay, stop. Look, I'm not the biggest fan of Battle Royale games either, but I'm tired of the, another Battle Royale game in a sea of Battle Royale games. We get it. But if you are one of these people, I urge you to keep watching, because Apex makes some very smart decisions to solve many issues people have with this genre.
I believe with 10 kills, the loot should be mine.
That's a made-up number.
Oh, and I found it really funny that people were more excited to check out a game they've never heard of as opposed to the game EA wishes you cared about. Anthem is going to flop so hard, but anyways, let's get into this game. The game starts with a short intro scene giving me some Rage or Borderlands vibes.
So, you think you've got what it takes?
Do you think by the time we have future digital newspapers, we'll still have beer on tap, neon lights, and actually newspapers in general?
They call us Apex Legends.
Shut up!
But not all legends are heroes. Remarkable.
We play as Legends, Apex Legends, in some sort of Battle Royale sport in this world. It's a simple enough reason to get a bunch of characters somewhere for a video game, and I do appreciate a small amount of context in multiplayer games. The intro is heavily stylized, but definitely gives off a cheap vibe. Once playing the game, its quality definitely steps up, but the intro did have me concerned.
Become an Apex Legend. Fight strong.
I know Titanfall 2 didn't do that great since whoever decided its release date took it out behind the shed, but it had me thinking of another sci-fi shooter that didn't do so well, so they quickly made a Battle Royale game to just try and make some money before going out of business, or in this case, getting canned by their overlords. But I'm happy to say Apex doesn't feel like a rushed job. Maybe EA is actually learning something. Oh. After the intro, we see the usual Battle Royale menu with your character and spots for friends, if you have any. They do say welcome to this new journey, curbing players' expectations, but surprisingly, Apex Legends had one of the smoothest launches in recent memory. Looking through the characters, there are 8 at launch, with 2 of them needing to be unlocked, but these aren't just skins. Most characters play the same as far as basic movements, but each character has their own special abilities. For example, Bangalore is a more offensive character with smoke grenades to break line of sight with the enemy, double time that lets her run faster when being shot at, and an artillery strike to destroy her enemies. Gibraltar, on the other hand, is very defensive, with a dome shield to protect squad mates, an aim down sight shield. The robot character is the best character. I don't even care what he does.
Trying is 55.5% of the battle.
Lifeline is a combat medic that revives teammates faster, calls in drops for rare loot, and has a weird Roomba that pumps life juice into your body. And Wraith, our Mortal Kombat crossover, can quickly teleport to get away from enemy fire and create a portal to make a quick escape. And yes, the portal follows your every step, no matter how stupid. I tested it.
Okay. Alright,
does. Whee! Yeah, it does. This is so stupid. People are gonna come here and be like, what are they doing? Oh no! You can't even escape! Too funny.
First, the game puts you through a basic tutorial. You can crouch and jump and run, but seriously, sliding down hills is actually pretty great.
Sliding down hills increases speed. Follow me.
Movement in general feels good. This is basically Titanfall 2 with no wall running, so sliding and vaulting are still great. But an argument can be made that sliding is the best innovation in Battle Royale since its inception.
Sniper stock here. Level 2.
Care package.
Yeah!
So I feel like the guys over at Respawn had a meeting and asked, what do people who don't like Battle Royale games always complain about? And here's what I think they came up with. One problem people tend to have with Battle Royale games is the downtime between matches. From the time you leave the previous game to hopping out of a bus or plane or whatever can be painful. You can say that's your punishment for losing and, get good, but in Apex they kind of alleviated that. One thing that comes with the different characters is the need to pick one before a match. Now this could easily be done in the menus before a match, but in Apex it's done while you're loading in.
Lock and load, rinse, repeat.
The important thing is not to die.
This means you are already interacting with the game in a small way before it even finishes loading. Then you see your squad and the champion squad you'll need to keep an eye out for. You're interacting in a small way, but in a way that has you thinking about the match ahead, and not just smacking each other or throwing snowballs around or whatever. The next thing they improved, at least to me, is the cluster that is dropping in. Sure, there is some fun in the chaos of everyone yelling, let's go here, let's go there, but in Apex, they took a different approach. One of your 3 squad members is randomly chosen as Drop Master, or Drop Daddy, or Droppin' Mama. I've heard a lot of names. This person picks a location to drop and then executes that drop, while others can still suggest drop locations and even drop solo if they want to.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Jumping together just streamlines the process and keeps the game focused on the squad instead of one-man armies. That being said, the first few seconds of the match are still every man or woman for themselves. Once the dust settles and people start actually working together, the game makes that easy too. With one button, you can ping objectives and enemy locations, as well as items, ammo, and weapons. Sometimes pinging enemies is more important than shooting them at first, so everyone knows their position and can help.
Hostile close. Contact. Just focusing on hostile close. Contact. I am down.
In the beginning of a match, pinging items and gear shows them clearly on the screen and is always accompanied by voice lines from the characters.
Open supply bin over here.
Most players will be talking, but even so, these pings and voice clips added to the silent player's experience, and I appreciate that. So this might be a bit controversial for some, but this game kind of feels like Halo to me. With different levels of shields you can find, it takes more bullets to down enemies than the average bang from behind and you're dead. I hear the term bullet sponges used negatively a lot, but I never understood that. I would much rather have a game where the battles are memorable and not just, oh, okay, he saw me first. In Apex Legends, if you have the right shields, you can take several hits, and if you get caught from behind, yes, you're at a disadvantage, but you can still turn around and try to fight back. Now, speaking of combat, even if you're as good as I am, occasionally you'll go down, crawling on the ground, waiting for your teammate to save you, or taking the long nap. Usually this is a pathetic display, cowering in fear, but in Apex you can actually do something. Picking up knockdown shields lets you defend yourself, and you can still ping enemy locations to help out your squad. You won't last that long either way, but again, this is a small level of interaction that is usually just sitting and waiting to die. But when the end comes, you know, that's it. Just sit back and watch your friends have all the fun. Wait, what's that? I've got it. In Apex Legends, why don't we let the players respawn?
Great! You can use that banner to bring back your friend through any active respawn beacon.
In Apex Legends, if a squad mate is taken out, you have a chance to bring them back. If you can grab their banner off their body and get to one of many respawn points, they can drop back in. Sure, they're at a huge disadvantage with no weapons or gear, but at least you have a chance to come back.
Here I come, from the sky.
One thing I do wish you could do when you were downed is drop your guns for your squad mates in the early game, because there's been plenty of times where I get a gun, but then someone takes me out and my teammate can't do anything. Think about it, Respawn. It'd be like Elizabeth tossing you items in BioShock, but, you know, with laser guns. Finally, we get to one of my favorite changes in Apex, the lack of big, open fields with trees. Do game designers think we like hiding behind trees, like we enjoy it so much we can't wait? Call of Duty, known for close quarters combat, had fields with trees because PUBG had fields with trees, and PUBG had fields with trees because it was based on an Arma mod played on a map that was mostly fields with trees! You don't have to design your Battle Royale game like this, so again, Respawn went, instead of big open fields separating all of the different sections and wasting everyone's time, let's separate things with tall rocky mountains. That way in our fast-paced action game, people don't walk around for 30 minutes doing nothing. The only fields with trees in Apex are either burned or chopped down, and that's the way it should be.
They kill you, they're better. You kill them, you're better.
So, yeah, most of the things I've mentioned aren't radical changes to the Battle Royale formula, but smart tweaks that polish things we've seen before. The main problems I hear people talking about right now are character balance, and that makes sense. Overwatch has been out for how long and they're still tweaking the balance of its characters? This game's only been out for a week, and if that's some of the biggest criticisms we're having, then I think we're in a good place. That being said, I do have to complain about one thing. So many elements of this game are polished to a shine, and that makes the awful melee combat stand out even more. I don't care if they have to make the punch weaker to compensate for better accuracy, but right now it feels loose and unreliable. What? With gun combat, I know why I lost a fight. I suck. I get it. But with melee combat, I was always left asking, really? Really?
Oh, that poor door.
So Apex Legends came out of nowhere, and over the week of its release has just gotten more and more popular. It's been the #1 viewed game for days now on Twitch, beating out games like League of Legends and Fortnite.
I want that thing. Q, please. Whee! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! No!
And I continue to hear people who don't usually like Battle Royale games talk about how much they're enjoying it. While this video started out as a look at some new game, it turned into why this game, out of all the Battle Royales out there, is getting people's attention. A solid as hell core coming from Titanfall 2 and all the clever tweaks and changes to the formula have made the game very easy to recommend. If the BR tag still has you scared, I say give it a try. It might be worth your time, because it's definitely worth mine.
He's rezzing. We need to take him out right now. Yes! Yes!
thank you guys for watching. This is like the earliest I've ever covered a new game. I was working on another video, and then this just popped out of nowhere, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna hop on that. I'm gonna jump on that. I want to check it out. And I've been having a lot of fun with the game, so if you guys want to come over, hang out on Twitch, where I'm streaming it, and or other games, come hang out. I didn't really talk about the in-game store or anything in this video, and that's mainly because there's not much there, but there's no pay-to-win elements. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. If you like this video, hit like to support the show. Subscribe to the channel if you're not, and if you want to go above and beyond, consider supporting me on Patreon. That being said, here's all the names of people who are supporting me on there right now.